All right, welcome one and all to our this week's mission. Today we're talking about competitive downtime, in which it is a bloodthirsty battle royale in which we decide once and for all who is the best at being the most mundane. Next week we'll be having a Star Wars board game night. We are collaborating with Arwag. It will just be a chill night in which you can go around and play board games and stuff. So it'll be a lot, maybe as bloodthirsty as tonight. Who knows? So, on to announcements. Captain Marvel, we'll be seeing it on March 9th. Next week, Saturday? Next week, Saturday, yes. So, yeah, we'll be seeing Captain Marvel March 9th. This is part of our movie outings. We'll be seeing the 7 p.m. showing at Regal Henrietta. Oh, whoops.
It was definitely there.
Okay, so yeah. So we'll see if we can see Captain Marvel on March 9th at 7 p.m. We do offer car rides for those of you who do not have a car. You can meet up with us at the RT SAU right by Ben and Jerry's on Saturday at 5:30, in which we give rides there and then back after the movie. So yeah. So yeah, watch Captain Marvel. There's a cat in it. The cat's great. What? Yeah. Yeah. The cat. No, they just changed the name. Anyways, yeah, who knows? Want to be a member? Talk to Aaron. That's Aaron. Great. Book clubs at 6:30 on Mondays. They're currently reading Childhood's End. How's that going so far? What? All right, so you're almost done with that? Okay, so yeah, they're about to reach the end of, well, Childhood Ends. So yeah, if you're into literature, come to and so yeah, fair. So 6:30 is on Mondays. Want to join in nerdy discussions outside of this outside trip? We're on a thing called the Slack. You can join us at RT Start or on the Slack. No, you had it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we're on chat. Wait, what? That's not one.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Chat.rtstar.com. You can join us on Slack and we have a variety of channels. We've got Marvel, one with Nintendo, Star Trek. We recently introduced an anime channel to discuss all things anime. Hey, all right, so you can go there. We have PR on Thursdays from 7 to 9 p.m. in which we design posters. Yeah, it's a great way to like hone your digital science skills. You want to run a mission? Go to I have an idea to rtstar.com. You can run a mission. It can be on anything too. It can be discussions and whatnot. And then Starfest is this Saturday. Woo! You guys are supposed to cheer up for me. I counted on you. So yeah, it's our convention we held every year. It's basically like a little small convention focused on sci-fi. We got a variety of cool panels and such. Some vendors there as well. It's a real hoot. So yeah, and pre-registration is still open. I don't think we have a slide on that, but
Google RIT Starfest or go to starfest.ritstar.com.
All right, Jen. And yeah, you can still pre-reg for the events. Of course, you can also register day out, but you do save some money if you do pre-reg. And finally, we have a variety of sodas available. We got Please Come to Starfest Pepsi. Come, and Starfest is on Saturday Sprite. Geez, I wonder what our focal theme for this one is. What? I don't know. Some kind of festival about stars. What? All right. With that said, Mr. Ryan. Yeah.
Yeah, I just figured I'd leave the last one. Oh, also, yeah, if anyone needed the information for Captain Marvel, Saturday, March 9th, Captain Marvel.
It's not Mortal Legends.
All right.
And the correct answer is no, you don't.
There's a correct answer.
They got some pretty bad reviews.
Movies are bad movies. I mean, we did. No,
It's
decided to go see it. There was a discussion about it last semester.
We should have went to see Spider-Man instead.
We did go see Spider-Man. It just wasn't the official away mission. We got to go see both of them. A time was had. And what time is that? All right.
Yeah, what?
Okay, welcome one and all to Competitive Downtime, this year's version of Thunderdome. So the way that this is gonna work is you have all selected one character, and we're gonna ask you to pick another one because there were significantly less people than we expected.
Why do we want to continue against ourselves?
We'll cross that bridge when we get there.
We have a right.
Yeah, and you'll probably have some freedom as to which character you'll pick. The way this will work is we will, as long as it is a sci-fi character and not Stuart Little, Matt.
You know what? If you want to put Stuart Little in for your second character, go for it.
What do you mean that gives him the ability to choose Reptar? He can choose Reptar. Anyway, the way it's going to work is we are going to set up brackets where each of these characters are going to be paired up against other characters. Then one by one, we're going to have the people representing those characters come up, and we will give you a random regular scenario that these characters, that you will make an argument for why your character would be better in this scenario than the other character. For example, if the situation we give is your opponent just scored 2 strikes in a row in a game of bowling, why is your character the best one for the job here? You need to explain, well, Batman's hand-eye coordination is perfect, and his detective skills will see his bad knee that he can exploit later. That would be great. We will give you a 5-minute limit to how long you can speak, and then it will go over to the other person's turn. Once both people have given their reason why they would succeed, they get a 2-minute rebuttal, why the other person would fail. And then it just comes down to a vote after that. We move people off the brackets and we continue from there. Do you have any questions?
Yeah, no, I just figured I'd ask, just for so our first round is going to be Comer defending Piranha Shepherd.
Wrong franchise. Wrong series.
Again,
Aaron
defending the T-Rex from Meet the Robinsons.
Wow.
I've heard that he has a big little arms.
This would be interesting.
If you have to do a mundane task, having arms is usually important.
They don't have
That's true. After that, will be
Logan defending Plague Knight.
Not all the scenarios are immediately in the same place as the other person. Not those people are present.
But we're not. Okay, Mike, defending Kevin McLeod.
Oh, you know.
Okay, wow. I have Ace in the hole. But what do this guys have? I have it. I'm like a little
I'll
bit.
have a look up Gen Log spoilers and prepare.
This is probably going to be pretty spoiler.
That's fine. It's like, it's only 7 episodes of the season.
It's good. Mike, do you have a second character?
Out 9,000. Out 9,000.
Oh, that's pretty
All right. So it will be.
I would say Kevin Beats.
We'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
Computer program. She is a hacker.
Oh, it depends on
Match race as
Gremlin? Like just one gremlin.
okay.
Depending on what the scenario is.
They are. We're not going to have the is it sci-fi conversation right now. It's fun.
Yeah. Unless it's Stuart Little.
Cooper, do you have no character? Oh my. Okay.
That's like anime.
Oh, there's one situation that I hope you get paired up with.
Logan, do you have?
Piranha Plant.
Yes.
I'm just trying to get the toss.
Matt, do you have an alternate?
Out.
Wait, elf or owl?
Ow.
I think we covered it in our whole big sci-fi mission.
No, I just wanted to make sure I heard him right, because I could also see we were doing Gremlin and Elf.
We covered him.
No, we also covered Elf too. We also covered him like Elf.
That's why I needed to be sure I heard you right. Aaron, do you have an alt?
Yes.
Oh, it's the best choice.
Oh, that might. I didn't see this. We're gonna have please. Are you gonna see giant center call like this tiny one inch on?
I feel like it's not going to be as straightforward as you might think.
I might just pull for us up and over there.
I mean, it's not a good fight.
Is All Might good at things other than punching people?
I swear this is just random, but we're having a Nintendo battle.
Oh, yeah.
Man, he's not a very good teacher.
He's like okay. He's nobody's.
He's not but he's not like when it comes to. I think those are the only two things he's ever actually done in the show.
We'd be better like.
Yeah, no, he's super motivational.
All Might.
All Might.
Yeah.
It's like, what does he do though outside of Chibi-Robo?
That's true. You're just anime Superman.
Yeah, more or less. But Superman has a side life though. Where does All Might is All Might all the time?
He's a better Superman than Superman.
No, I agree with that.
Yes.
That's true. But he's a good coach. He gets
a bad teacher.
he's not a great teacher. He doesn't have experience.
I mean, when you're competing against like Yanazawa, what are you gonna do?
Oh, God.
There's a funny thing I do too is all my being a dad for something 2.5 minutes. I mean, he's already a dad.
Is he a dad?
Well, your dad
All right.
I think every guy in manga is the man is the
I think the guy who writes the manga has said that he can
bring these dad eventually in the series. Because I kind of don't think they should, but whatever.
If it falls off well, then
Go for it.
Low-level
I mean, on one hand, yes, but on the other hand, that's an overdone
you
trope.
have all these cats and you don't know what to do.
All for one, he's Darth Vader.
Yeah.
All Might is Obi-Wan.
Did
So-
someone say all these hats?
Okay,
Sorry, that was a segue into how this is going to go down. You'll be given a few minutes to introduce your character. With the first time you come up, we will pick a random scenario out of this hat. To give an example of what you might be up against, I will pull one at random that won't be one of the ones you're fighting over. Or would you like to? Okay.
I don't care.
One such example being, I grabbed two at once. For instance, your character you have to compete for who would be the best at packing up all your character's stuff in boxes to move. Yes.
within reason. So,
We're going to be going down here and then down here. So,
Yes,
yeah.
that's reasonable.
So if it's
But
something
we
you would,
couldn't necessarily
Like,
give,
I wouldn't say like,
Yeah.
like you want to like
give
yell
Anakin a speed,
your character can
auto-
have what your character would reasonably
Edward, I'm
on-
Skywalker.
but yeah, you wouldn't, for instance, be able to summon like an entire starship.
Yeah, if you're doing Batman, for example,
Where's this thing? Then they can have
Tony Stark gets the suit, yes.
How do you explain the thing?
Tony
Yeah.
Stark gets the suit. Tony Stark does not get the helicarrier
Or the Avengers.
or the yes. This is also
I am unfamiliar with it, but I'm gonna say sure.
how big are we talking? Are we talking Evangelion or a Jaeger, or are we talking Iron Man suit?
We have All Might. I think this is okay.
Okay.
Okay. We get the point though.
Yeah, no, I think it works.
Okay. And yeah, obviously this is a solo thing. Iron Man doesn't get to call in the Avengers. As much as I would love to see Chibi-Robo and Giga-Robo going at it, this is a solo battle.
Yes.
So yeah, the other thing is the winner is going to be decided on by the entire audience. You're looking just for who did the thing best. Your call. Does that mean fastest? Does that mean most efficiently? Does that mean most correctly? Does that mean
Tried their gosh darndest.
who do you think did the best job at the task? You're going to have roughly 2 minutes to introduce your character initially. Then initially, for your character's first appearance, you'll have about 5 minutes to go through character's various relevant skills and abilities. That's going to be cut down to closer to 3 minutes or less because we'll already know the character.
Yeah. And then after you give your argument, did that count as the argument that you're giving for your character?
Yeah, your character's abilities, your argument.
Yes. After you give your argument, we're going to give you a 2-minute period to rebuttal against your opponent. So if you're familiar enough with your opponent's character that you see some points that might hinder them in their ability to do such a task, you get to point that out for 2 minutes. Or if you feel like you want to defend your character even more with those 2 minutes, or just talk about non-offensive political views, like go nuts.
And I think for those 2 minutes, like if the audience has something to like, you're allowed to contribute.
Yeah, you can answer questions if you feel like that's how you want to spend it. Okay, sweet. Yeah, okay. So yeah, let's start top left. Right off the bat, Cooper and Aaron with Shepard and T-Rex from Meet the Robinsons.
Or do you want to do character introduction?
Let's do character introductions first. All right.
Okay, Commander Shepard from
Just so that you're in the.
Mass Effect series, the trilogy. I don't count John enough killing us. But so I mean he's a bit of a flat character because she. Oh yeah, she is a bit of a flat character because you can role play as Swab. So I'm just gonna say he because I played as male, but you just think she if you played as she. I don't really care. But but you can role play as you can role play as them as any you wish. But on the basis he's a leader, he fights for humanity and the galaxy as a whole, and he always does what is right, depending on what your definition of right is at all times. And he always tries to save the most lives possible and be a good leader to his team and to the galaxy as a whole. So that's it. What?
Renegade for life.
Oh yeah, well, that's what I said. Whatever right.
I agree. So the T-Rex from Meet the Robinsons, as some of you know, Meet the Robinsons is a Disney Pixar movie about time travel where Disney Animation Studios. Well, it is a Disney Animation Studios movie about time travel where a boy named Lewis travels to the future and does battle with a man in a bowler hat. It's very weird, but it's a fun time. And at one point, the evil man known only as Bowler Hat Guy goes to the past and summons a Tyrannosaurus Rex from prehistoric times to destroy Lewis and his compatriots, and mind controls the T-Rex using a smaller version of the bowler hat that he wears. But unfortunately, he's not very. The T-Rex is not very successful because, of course, he has a big head and little arms, and doesn't really know how this plan was thought through.
Is that it?
Yes.
Sweet. Okay, so time for the first challenge. And voting. We're babysitting 8-year-old triplets. Their bedtime is at 8:30 p.m., but when the time comes around, they're still filled with energy and refuse to go to bed.
All right. So Commander Shepard, he leads a squad of elite soldiers who some of them act like they're 8 years old, because some of them are probably pretty immature, like Joker, the pilot, Garrus when he gets drunk. But I mean, he could be very stern, but very fair at the same time. He could be entertaining. No, he knows how to dance very poorly, but he knows how to dance in a way that's goofy enough to entertain kids, because it's very, very bad. But I think that like he would be like, okay, kids, time for bed at 8:30, and he will stay up until like midnight until they actually go to sleep, because that's how dedicated he is to whatever duty that it is instructed for him to do. So if you try to get out of bed, he'll be like that in scenes for movies where like they just turn on the light while they're sitting in the chairs, like, what are you doing up? Yeah, go back to bed. So I think that's all I have to say really. But yeah.
So a giant T-Rex taking care of 8-year-old triplets. Well, I imagine that triplets today aren't as scared by things as they were in past years, and I think that now is the time where children, 8 years old is the time when children love playing with dinosaurs. So if they have a real life dinosaur, that would be like the greatest toy ever. And so they would probably get along very well with the dinosaur, despite him not being able to touch them with his very. But I think that he would very easily be able to tire them out with how fast T-Rexes can run and how long and how eventually the energy of 8-year-olds will run out. So I think he'll eventually be able to just naturally get them to go to sleep after running around for a very long time, playing and doing what they can and what they love.
I have a rebuttal on one thing. It's been scientifically proven that T-Rexes were incapable of running.
It doesn't have to run.
Like
Its walking speed is like normal to a full-on sprint of an 8-year-old child. 8-year-olds have very small legs.
So what if the kids get into a corner of a building, maybe how will the T-Rex reach them with his tiny little arms?
So if it wanted to, T-Rex skulls can be as strong as steel. So it could just snap through the corner, but that would be violent and wrong, and it's 8-year-old children. So this particular T-Rex can talk when mind controlled. Therefore, it would be able to just coax them from that corner and say that they'll eventually be able to play again more with this dinosaur, but they must go to bed first.
Okay, 2-minute rebuttal from the other side.
I mean, I guess
If you want to.
Okay, so I think as much as Commander Shepard knows what to do and how to get things done, I don't think, even though you are correct in that many of his crewmates do act like children, him actually dealing with children is not really in his wheelhouse. And of course, on many occasions, doing a renegade action such as kicking people out of a window into the vacuum of space, it's just a button press away. So clearly, the man is seems to be slightly unhinged. So
yes, well, you can make the same argument for Paragon actions. Paragon actions are one click away as well. And also, Commander Shepard has been shown to be caring for children, as he cares for that one creepy space kid in the third game that ends up being like the Reavers themselves somehow. The ending's really weird, but yeah. So, I mean,
I don't know. I mean, I just think that that with his previous track record, whether or not he went Renegade or Paragon, they would think, especially if you would play as him during the time where he just got brought back to life, I think you may not want a scary-looking man with burns all over his face and creepy glowing red eyes to be looking after your children.
well, if you play as Vanguard Shepard, you can move things with your mind. Kids love that crap.
I have no response to that.
I think I'm good.
Okay. Let's give it up for Shepard and T-Rex. Okay. Let's do this voting now. If you feel like Shepard deserves to win in this time, go ahead. Gotta be 3. Okay. If you think the T-Rex has won this battle, please raise your hand. Nice. Democracy. And Shepard moves on to the next round. Will the T-Rex is extinct?
All right. And while finding that, can we get Logan and Mike up to? Logan, would you like to first go ahead and introduce us to Plague Knight? All right. So, despite the name, Plague Knight is not so much of a knight. He's more of a chemist type character. He does resemble a plague doctor, but he's not so much as someone who cures plagues, more so he causes them. Yeah, he's a great chemist. He has a philosophy of the better the explosion, the better the chemist. So he used all of his chemistry skills to create explosions. Yeah, he's a very much like chaotic, neutral type of person. He is somewhat in it, and most of the time in it for himself, but he also does have a select few people he does care for. Yeah, he's very versatile. He has a range of different like, types of bombs he's got. He's able to jump pretty high and float, do a bunch of floating. Very versatile. Yeah, he's basically like this. He's just this force of chaos that's really great. So yeah.
Gary McLeod is part of the new Genlock division in the show Genlock. She's voiced by Maisie Williams, so that's extra cool points. If you don't know who that is, it's Arya Stark. She is the hacker of the team. She's a genius. She's got like a super suit on her at all times, and when she's not doing her whole like hacker super suit thing, she's in her hull-on, which is a giant mech, but it's her brain in it, so it functions like her body, and she's able to like run around and do cool stuff with it, and like also hack into cool things within the hull-on as part of it. She's got like cool drones and stuff that like help her aim, and she's just like the smart hacker kind of special part of the team. And she's also awesome and the best girl of the show.
Scottish.
Yes, and she's Scottish. Okay, she's fun. Not that I know of.
That makes he's a rabbit.
I don't think you know how relation works.
Okay. Your battle will be. It is your first day of work, but you have terrible flatulence. How do you prevent being known as the person assuming the bathroom is occupied?
Wait, what?
You want me to read it again?
Yes, please.
It is your first day of work, but you have terrible flatulence. How do you prevent being known as the person who farts a lot, assuming the bathroom is occupied at the time?
Which one of us gets to go first?
I assume I go first.
Yeah, same order as before.
Okay, so all right, so plane night so plane night already has a works of gas all the time and stuff, making bombs and stuff and explosions. So there's that. So he's basically the best at it already. But if for some reason he wanted to like not people to not know, well, there's one easy solution. He'll blow them all up. No one will know if there aren't any witnesses or survivors. So yeah, so he can use his bombs. So he has a variety of bombs. He can use it to like attack people, to blow them up, kill them, and at the very least, if not kill them, then he can at least kill one person as a demonstration, and so no one else will dare ever comment that survey may know otherwise, but they will never say it. And I mean that's all that matters is that to him is that no one acknowledges it and stuff. So it kind of protects his ego in a sense. And his confidence too.
So I have several layers to this. One, when Cammy is in her human form, she's in the super suit and gives her excellent muscle control. She would be able to stop the flatulence. Even if that didn't work, so she puts that in front of the bathroom. No one goes in there. She's able to walk right through it. It's her own personal bathroom now. Also, she can jump into the hall because she's at work. She's got to go into the hall at some point. Hall-ons don't work. Yeah. Plus, like you could make the argument, oh, hey, her human body would still have that, would still try to release gas while she's in the hall-on, right? She's in an isolated tank, so no one would ever be actually able to know, because the person who gets her out of there is a robot, and robots don't have noses. So it would go totally unnoticed by anyone. And even if she needed to like isolate a room,
She sets off alarm. Hacker just does it. She's able to get to the alarm system. It's been shown in, I believe, the second episode. So she can just evacuate the building. And I guess this isn't rebuttal time because I have that.
Is that, yes. Okay. 2-minute rebuttal time. Go ahead, Logan.
I'm just gonna give it to him.
Okay.
Hold on. Are you saying you're bringing an entire building? That's where it's stored. You're in your office. I mean, that's where she works. She works at the. That's true. I have more.
Yeah, you still have like 1 minute, 30 seconds.
I guess just like you said that like he only cares if no one knows about it because he's gonna blow up everyone else, and then the rest of the people won't talk about it. But according to the wiki, which I just researched before this, because I had to know something about it, he is insecure according to the personality on the wiki. So being insecure would not serve you very well if you know everyone's talking about the fact that you have flatulence, but you can't actually do anything about it other than kill everyone. And that's a very lonely existence if you kill everyone else. And you don't want to be the insecure guy in like as the only person in the world, because that would just be torture.
Let's hear it for Blake. I can't believe.
All right,
Yes.
Candy moves on. Plague Knight lives in a world without anyone else. Was that the conclusion?
okay.
Zach.
Oh my God.
Do you want to pick the next one? Yeah, I'm not sure how I got two of my own. That's a nice draw. Yeah, it doesn't make a huge difference.
You want to pick a small one this time?
Yeah, sure, let's do it.
Wait, should we introduce our characters first?
Oh, yeah, please introduce.
So, for those of you unaware, All Might is the world's #1 hero of close to all time, I imagine. He's like super strong, super fast. He's super large and in charge. Like I'm telling, like the guy is like over 7 feet tall and weighs like over 600 pounds of just raw muscle. And he is completely devoted to being hero above all else. He is like the nicest guy to everyone, even villains, except for maybe All For One. Except for All For One, obviously. I mean, he kills people with kindness. Like he makes people feel so inferior that they just give up in the nicest way possible. Well, yes. Question. Oh, this is All Might, not Small Might. Yeah. But yeah, and he's also a good mentor figure to his students and to the people of the world. Like even when in his like toughest fight where he reverts back to Small Might involuntarily, people still cheer him on because they just believe that he can do it because he's always been able to do it. He's the pillar of society. So yeah.
Alright, so Al, aka Gordon,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, from Melmac. He couple feet tall. He eats cats.
Did he eat a cat on the show?
No, he's not allowed to eat cats on screen. He also likes lasagna too. So yeah, he doesn't have the same qualities as your guy, but he's like a therapist, I guess. Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah.
He can eat Garfield after Garfield ate his lunch. He gets a cat and lasagna at the same time.
Yeah. I mean, that's gross, but sure, yeah. All right, that's Alf.
He also looks like an elf.
All right, so, you need to judge which of these characters would be best. All Might or Al. Finding the guitar in a crowded parking lot. Your time.
So first off, All Might doesn't use a car. He can jump everywhere, but regardless, I mean, I guess All Might would just use the old trick of activating the horn to find out where it is. And since he's like really tall, he'll be able to see over most other cars, so he can like see over like, oh, okay, that's where my car is. I can see if the light's going. I can hear it as well. But I mean, besides that, I don't know how like. I mean, that's what I would do as well if I had to find my car. But and also like remember where I parked. But All Might, I mean, well, yeah, I think that's it.
So I mean, this is kind of out of the ordinary for Alf. He doesn't want to leave the house. So I think the best strat for Alf would kind of just to be look for a car that he would drive, I guess, or maybe bribe somebody else to do it. Because like, why should he have to do it if he can get somebody else to? But yeah, I guess you could also just steal your strategy too. Honk a horn or something. Well, I don't. Wouldn't that would make all the cars go off? I don't know what he would do. Yeah, I'm gonna say pay somebody else to do it. Final answer.
The final rebuttal is it's 2 a.m. What if you don't find anyone else?
Well,
It's 2 a.m.
he lives in a house with other people.
Yeah, but what they're asleep.
He wakes them up. Yeah, rude. That's not really.
Wait,
Yeah.
you want to
Well, where is he?
Yeah,
Like,
he's in a
where's his
parking
parking lot? Yeah. So like, there's a lot. Yeah, he could just ask anyone.
That's it. But you're in a city, you'll probably find someone.
So I win? Is that? I mean, what? Like, your guy doesn't do anything special though. Like, he doesn't even think to ask for help.
He wouldn't need to ask for help. He's a hero.
I mean, yeah, but like, what does he do?
He punches people really hard.
Yeah, how does that help you find a car?
I mean, how does asking someone you probably can't find help you find a car?
I think that does though.
I mean,
If you get like a ton of people to help you look for one car.
I guess if All Might had to ask for help, people would help him because everyone loves him.
Yeah, like that's the problem with this thing though. It's like Alf doesn't know how to drive. It's like, I don't know how he's gonna get there.
It does say that you're looking for your car, so Alf does have a car.
Okay.
Also, we can say it's the future and the car's self-driving. You don't need to all know how to drive.
I mean, yeah, but it's not gonna be self-driving cars.
I'm saying it's the future
Oh,
in this
so
hypothetical scenario.
all right. Yeah. 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 No, he's not. You know what Alf stands for, right? Yeah, that's not a puppet.
Boom, roasted. All right, I guess you guys.
Yeah.
2 minutes. You guys kind of share all the time. I don't know how to do
It's
that.
usually how it
No,
works.
I'd say
Let's hear it for Alf and all lives.
And, who thinks All Might has this one? And who thinks Al has this one? All Might, you got it.
He realized he would just use the
All right, and can we please get Aaron up here to represent Piranha Plant and Chibi-Robo?
Oh boy, I definitely want my one with his hat.
Yeah, you're also allowed to wear that hat even when it isn't the intended.
Sure.
All right, Logan, please introduce us to Piranha Plant.
All right, to be clear, there are multiple variants of Piranha Plants throughout Mario and stuff. I'm going to be specifically focusing on the one from Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. So, a Piranha Plant is like the Piranha Plant is like he's a plant with kind of similar to Audrey 2, in which you can play around and fight people. He was a surprise newcomer to Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and a lot of people love him. I certainly enjoy him a lot. He has a variety of different skills. He can spit poison. He can spit out giant spiky balls in like 2. He can fly by moving around like a propeller, and and more importantly, he can stretch out his neck out in long reaches in any directions in forms of attacks. And despite the fact that he is in a plant in a pot, he can move around. Okay, so yeah, Piranha Plant.
Okay, so Chibi-Robo is a 10-centimeter tall robot owned by the Sanderson family, and his sole purpose in life is to make the Sanderson family happy. It's the most heartwarming story that you've ever heard in a video game, and you can't be sad when playing that game. So he is. You will be sad at a certain point, but in general, the game is happy. So the purpose of the game is to, at the beginning of the day, unplug yourself from your charging pod, then walk around and do things around the Sanderson house to make each member of the Sanderson family happy, whether that be cleaning the toys off the floor or scrubbing the bathrooms and things like that. In general, your job is to serve and to make the life of the Sanderson family easier. You also have the ability to plug yourself into various electronics to give yourself various different abilities.
Electronics or outlets?
Outlets, yes. That's electronics outlets.
Outlets.
Yes, exactly.
Your challenge. Which of these characters would be best at holding 200 combos for Starcraft?
Oh shit!
You ready, Piranha Plant?
Yes, Piranha Plant
Time starts
first.
now.
I'm thinking.
Yes. So Chibi-Robo, although he is only 10 centimeters tall, he would just, if he focuses on that task, he would do it until his battery runs out, and then charge himself up again, and then do it again until all of those things are folded. Whether he has to do it with his tiny little hands or plug himself into something that makes the folding easier.
Wow, that was pretty. Okay, I'll try. Okay, and is a giant plant itself, and he does have arms and can grab things. Like his 2 leaves can grab stuff. Like otherwise you wouldn't be able to like grab a opponent for Smash Bros. So he very much is capable of grabbing a flyer and folding it. And I think very much he's a lot more efficient than Chibi-Robo would be, because he doesn't need to charge himself, and he's not 10 centimeters. He can just keep folding. Like basically, granted, it's just as efficient as a normal person would be doing it, but he does have the advantage of size and the fact that he can just do it until it's done. And also, well, plants kind of have their own source of energy through mitosis, I believe it's called. Photosynthesis, yes. So technically, he can do it. So technically, he can basically charge himself as he keeps going, because that's how biology works. I'm not a biology major.
So if you're inside, then no, you can't do that forever. You need sunlight, and also, although those clearly you can lift the pot that he is in or grab enemies, I believe that having leaves is not akin to having the appendages that a human or a small robot would have that are required for the delicate task of folding papers with the precision, which is also what Chibi-Robo would care about. Is not only does he want to fold all of the Starfest comic books, he wants to make sure that he folds them to the best of any possible ability, to the best that any robot has ever folded anything ever.
Okay, but like I said, despite the fact their plant, their leaves and stuff, they act like hands. I mean, he has full master of them. He can grab things. He can grab items. Like he can grab like whatever that knockout lightsaber thing in Smash Brothers, or like the baseball or whatever. He very much, or even pull a trigger like when you're using like those laser blasters. So he's very much capable and stuff like. Sure, may not make a lot of sense in terms of us, but we're used to fingers. He's able to do it in a way. If he can do that, like without even use of fingers, I'm pretty sure he's been able to. He can basically fold papers like this and stuff. And your argument is like, hey, well, whether he's not inside, whether he's inside stuff. Well, at the same time too, Chibi-Robo, just because the prototype may not have the advantage of like energy source when he's inside, Chibi-Robo want to have that source outside too. So we really can't really say about environment so much. Like, in terms of layout, I guess. But it's like, sure, maybe that may not be the most perfect precision thing too, but also Starfest is really soon. So at the very least, Piranha Plant can get it done before Starfest.
Yes, but have you seen? We see Chibi-Robo doing tasks that require delicacy. Whenever Piranha Plant would find an item, the most you would see him do is pulling a trigger, which is not the same delicacy and time commitment that would take folding things. The only other time he would do that is picking stuff up and throwing it.
Yeah. Piranha Plant have any like moral quandaries about holding paper?
No.
Okay.
Are you sure?
No, like, but Piranha Plant, and it's like, I don't know, was like, humans have more quandaries of like killing other humans or whatever? But not all of them. Piranha Plant is probably that lower percentage. So,
Oh God.
I thought you said no overpowered characters. Chibi-Robo is overpowered.
Chibi-Robo is 4 inches tall.
But he's overpowered in the context of this entire competition being like mundane tasks.
All right. Audience, who thinks Piranha Plant has it?
Oh, I tried.
Who thinks Chibi-Robo has it? All right, Chibi-Robo has it. Thank you very much.
I lost the first round of both my character.
And to end this first round, we have Matt defending a gremlin and Mike defending HAL 9000. Hammer, do you want to pick the next one or shall I?
Oh, yeah. While you're picking, do you want to tell us about your gremlin? Or the gremlins?
My gremlin? My name is Odd. He's a standard gremlin. He can do pretty much anything all the other gremlins can do. He kind of like destroys everything. Don't feed him past midnight. He can go in water and he duplicates himself. But that's pretty much it.
Why did that description sound like you were leaving it for someone else to take care of your pet?
What? Like if you
So clarifying question. Is this like pre or post like metamorphosis?
metamorphosis? the evil kind of.
Good and evil.
Yeah.
Oh no, they're always evil. You're just not supposed to feed them after midnight.
I'll work with what I got.
Yeah, you just don't want to feed them after.
All right, Mike, would you like to introduce
Okay, HAL 9000. He is the AI aboard spaceship in 2001 Space Odyssey. I'm sure there's a name for the spaceship that I don't really care to remember. He kind of controls everything. So he is able to like kind of steer the ship. He's able to control like life support, all sorts of different things on the ship. And it's said that there are like different versions of him, like in places in use in facilities back on Earth. So he's able to act as kind of like a multi-purpose sort of AI, kind of like a smart home type thing, but also in a spaceship. And he also may or may not turn evil at some point, depending on who you ask. I mean, he's always evil, apparently.
I like how we have that. So, can I ask Matt?
Yeah, go ahead.
At what point do you stop calling it after the day? Because technically it's still currently after the day.
Well, like, I don't know. Like, that's up to Todd. So, like, just don't. Yeah, just feed him like breakfast. I guess. Yeah. Yeah, they're not idiots though. It's like they're like humans. It's just
Ride the international date line. Is it perpetually not midnight? It's also simultaneously midnight at the same time.
All right. So, how like Gremlins,
yeah,
Todd's battle is hang up Christmas lights / decoration on and around your house.
Okay.
He's starting off with
Okay, so I assume like we have like amenities in this house, like water.
It's open for trivia.
Okay, yeah. So like Todd duplicates himself to start. And what time is? Oh, well, it's like 8 o'clock in the morning. So is the Christmas tree's up, right? Okay, yeah. So the Christmas tree is up. It's in the starting position. So Todd and the other grandma, which they don't get the name Todd because they're duplicates. Since there's a lot of them, like we'll start at 12. They all work together to put up the Christmas tree lights, and they're really good at like communicating, but they're also really short. So some of them have to climb up on each other, but like it works out. All right, that's my story.
Okay.
You can go ahead.
So HAL does not have a body exactly, but if we're putting the lights around the house, right?
Yes.
So if the spaceship is the house, he is able to control the ship and like little arms and stuff outside of it. So all he's got to do is like string a bunch of lights out into space, and the lights just coil around it. Boom, job done. Didn't even have to lift a finger.
Yeah.
Yeah, then okay, but basically, if the lights are out there, he's able to move the ship so that they wrap around it.
Outside the ship? Oh yeah, but I need to clarify first with Kyle over here. So like the lights on the outside of the like.
Yeah, it's the home.
Yeah, but the tree itself is on the inside.
Is it the tree and the home, or just the home?
I think it was explicitly
Hang up
the tree.
Christmas lights / decoration on and around your house.
Yeah, and like, why would you want to decorate the out? Like, you're gonna decorate the inside of your ship. Yeah, but like, not as much. As
Well,
the inside.
there are a bunch of lights inside that ship that you could just set to like green and red.
Yeah, but that's not festive.
I
They
mean,
have to be like Christmas.
you've seen all the lights and shit in that room.
Well,
There
yeah,
he is.
Anybody.
There's a
can
bunch
get
of lights in there. That's festive as all hell.
No, I disagree. I say the gremlins can do it faster.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
but your gremlins, the
Yeah.
issue with your gremlins are they're not going to handle it. It's not.
Why not?
Because the
What are you
lights are
saying
very
about
delicate. One, lights are very delicate because they're made of glass.
Okay, yeah.
Two, you know that shit's gonna break. Like they always break. There's always like a busted bulb or something.
Okay.
Gremlins don't have like the intelligence or the care to be able to do that without breaking
First of
the
all,
lights.
my first thing, you never said it had to be pretty. Like they just have to get the job done.
But they're not lights if they can't be illuminated, are they?
We're talking about lights here, though.
It's an environmental hazard.
No. Nobody said that. I disagree.
How is going to be responsible? This is an AI that is able to execute people systematically. Because if it's his job, he's technically doing his task, which perceives to be his task the whole time is evil. But he's still doing the thing he considers to be his task. So if this is his task, he can do it.
No, I disagree.
Have you seen this movie?
No.
I've seen this movie.
Let's give it up for Gremlin and how I got. Okay. If you think Gremlin will win this fight, please raise your hand. Wait, what's that? If you think Gremlin would win this fight, please raise your hand. Okay. If you think how many thousand would win this fight, please raise your hand. Oh, straight down. Hybrid. Gremlins.
Yeah, towards gremlins, right? Yeah, okay. So
Yeah. That was a very close call between Daisies.
I was worried going into this that felt unbalanced because only one had hands, but I like your idea of using the spinning of the ship.
AI is terrifying. They can do all sorts of shit.
Okay, bring it up to the next round. Go back to Shepard and Tanny.
Oh, I'm still up here.
I feel like I'm going against the fan favorite right now. Oh, okay. All right. And you've already been born again. Give us a one-sentence refresher of who your characters are.
Commander Shepard is commander in the Alliance Navy of the Earth. But he's a dedicated leader to the galaxy. He's either good or slightly bad, depending on how you play him or her. But he said 1 minute. Oh, I thought you said 1 minute. Okay.
Danny is the super hacker of the Genlock mech team, who is voiced by Arya Stark and is awesome. That is an important detail because it increases the cool factor.
I just feel. I can't argue with that.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, Doctor Who's also in the show.
He is.
Dr. Who, Killmonger, and Arya Stark all together.
The important question is, in Shepard versus going to Shepard or Candy? And helping you run a soccer practice. That means, getting the kids ready.
Okay. All right. I guess I'll go first. So as I said earlier, Shepard is a very well-renowned commander and leader. So I mean, if he can lead a team of super soldiers, he can coach a team of soccer. I mean, and he can get them ready with snacks. I don't know if the planet he's on takes galactic credits, but he can buy all the snacks he needs. He probably gets paid pretty well for being an inspector, but and like savior of the galaxy like 2 occasions. But I think he can get a team of kids ready. What's it? He still saves the galaxies while destroying them. Okay. It's like that team is SpongeBob. Like, you get it back to the city.
I mean, will your team also learn?
He's one of those.
Yeah, so I think he'd be fairly competent. be a fair compliment in coaching kids team or something. Wait, Zach, does the program say how young the kids are? Are we talking like U12, U10? Okay, so like what? It's kids. It's not teenagers. It's kids. Okay, so like at this point, you basically just have them kick the ball around. That's soccer practice for kids. But yeah, I think
actually teach them how to play soccer. Not just like
I mean, have you watched kids play soccer? It basically turns into them running around kicking the ball out. No matter what you do, I coach kids soccer. No matter what you teach them, it turns into them running around kicking the ball. It's like no matter what you do. But but yeah, I guess I'm done for that now.
Okay, so Karen, like anyone who is better knows that she is a delight and she would work excellently with kids. Like she has like a warm, sunshiny personality and also that like youthful energy. They would just be drawn to her and they would love that about her. So she would try to prioritize like fun in the team. So she'd be able to like get them interested in just a little like toy dog type thing that they they'd love. So they would be interested enough to actually listen to her. And then she'd also have the skills and resources to make sure that they were good at soccer because she has that targeting system with her drone that would teach them to kick it into the goal. And she'd be able to like make pseudo players for them to play against with their AR technology that they have, where she could like create sort of a replication of the other team. They wouldn't be physical, but they'd be able to run drills around them. So you could actually be able to work with that. So that you have like a fun team, they respect their leader, and they're able to get better at soccer. What can you say other than like Cami is perfect at this job? Like who else could actually get all of that done with kids soccer?
How can we deal with insubordinate and churlish behavior of little Scotland brats? Because Shepard can at least be, Shepard is known to be stern with them. He can be stern with them. He can get them in a line, and he has the mental capacity of being able to tell a kid to go in timeout. Cammy has been. I saw we've seen all the series so far, all 6 episodes of it. I mean, go watch it. But Cammy has been shown a little bit not to be able to work that well under pressure compared to like her other squad mates. But I mean, she's getting better at least.
Okay. So her other squad mates are uncooperative, but she has been pushing cooperation the most out of anyone. And you can't undo that. She's been really trying with these guys. It's more their fault. You know it is.
Yeah.
And also, I didn't want to pull this up. No. I'm not saying she would blame them. I'm saying I blame her team for not working together when she's really trying to get them together. I didn't want to pull this out into the finals, but I guess I have to. When she is in her Holon, she has the ability to adjust her personality. It's as simple as a slider, man. She could make herself the perfect coach.
It's dangerous.
But she's a hacker. Like as long as she's not boosting her aggression, she's fine. And there's an aggression slider, man. You just keep that thing where it is. It's fine.
Altering your mind in any way is dangerous. They said that in the show.
Yes, but she was able to do it, and she's fine. She is the best hacker in that show, and she's able to do it. She has a highly adaptable mind. That's the whole point of Genlock.
So, what did Kevin might not be the best is because she's not really big foul.
I don't really know if that's as much of an issue as PTSD from a galactic war.
Yeah, but you don't want it's like just throwing F-bombs and probably children.
I mean, if okay, so she in defense of Cammy, because I like her a lot. She is from Scotland. They drop swears like that all the time. So if she's coaching a kids team in Scotland, they're already all swearing. So I mean, that's a valid plus. Like their greeting is like something you want to see in Sunday school. I'm not bashing Scotland. I love it.
The fact that she's Scottish is part of the reason why we love her.
I think I'm good. Are you good?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Please raise your one list. Oh, looks like
All right, Kevin.
okay. Straight down the middle again.
Oh.
We have a tiebreaker. Somebody give us a tiebreaker, please.
So we have Spunky Scottish Girl and Stern Commander Guy. All right, all right.
Thank you.
Oh my God, it's amazing.
Oh, wow.
Wait,
Yeah, it can't be.
no, Mike isn't competing against himself. Because Graham was. Yeah. All right, but right now, can we please get Aaron and Cooper up for Chibo versus All Might?
It's Chibi-Robo.
Yes.
Is that like a Cuban name, bro?
Yes. Chibo.
Oh,
Is that what he called himself?
No, that's what Mrs. Sanderson calls him.
by the way, Cooper, you were right on.
Sorry.
I just itty stuff.
Oh, yeah, no, that sometimes is very sad. Oh, you did the ball.
Oh, there
All right, what you tell us?
Quick, one sentence, reintroduce us to Chibi-Robo.
All Might is super large hero guy and the best ever.
Wow, okay.
Okay. Chibi-Robo is 10 centimeter tall helper robot.
Okay, do you have one?
Yes. And I was hoping that I would get. I want to specify I did not add anything to this battle going into it. This is what it says. Through a series of unfortunate accidents and poor decisions, you have gotten your hand stuck in a toaster. This toaster's grip on your hand is too strong to take it off with brute force, regardless of your character.
I can't get out?
Yes, just you can't just rip it out.
I have a question.
Yes.
Is Chibi-Robo's
Yeah, it helps-
Chibi-Robo's
it's just-
toaster like microscopic? Like a fit around his hand, or is he inside the toaster?
I think it has to be a small toaster.
Wait,
Right?
or is someone else's hand stuck in a toaster? You have to help them.
I think it's
No, it's definitely your toaster in your hand. So it does say that it is. No, it says you have your hand stuck in a toaster. So I'm not sure if it's a Chibi-Robo toaster or if it is a person.
I mean, I think so.
It feels like the latter is more likely.
It has to be a tiny toaster. Yeah, I think it's fair.
Like, yeah.
If he's literally in the toaster, he might be able. I don't know.
Like
It's
you
open to
can-
interpretation.
You can finagle it to get your entire body inside.
Like stuck in the grates.
Yeah, it's like.
Oh, guys. They did so much worse.
So he can't rip his hand out of the toaster. But what's stopping him from just bashing the toaster against a hard surface to break it? Like free his hand? No? Okay. So I mean,
What's stopping that is whether or not.
All Might is he's been known to be pretty wealthy. I mean, he probably has a lot of like endorsement deals with like various brands because he's the #1 hero. So he probably just makes moolah as you can see. And so I think yes,
Which form is caught in the toaster?
he's All Might, not Small Might.
Okay.
He's All Might. So he is here. So I mean, if All Might gets that annoyed at the toaster, I could definitely see him just punching the wall to break the toaster and just going to the store to buy a new toaster. But I mean, at the end of the day, he could probably maybe ask one of his students to help. I mean, as embarrassing as it will, we go up to Deku. He's like, "Hey, Deku, can you help me get my hand out of the toaster?" But I mean, he's just someone to have enough humility to like ask for assistance, like not be against having help for things. I mean, he could probably maybe ask, "Hey, Matsume," to like finagle a device to just get the toaster out, or he can ask damn, what's her name? The acid girl, the Melba toaster.
I know you're.
Yeah, the alien-looking one that spits acid on her hands. But he might get acid on himself, but he's pretty durable. But yeah, he's a nice social guy. He's not afraid to ask for assistance, and he's definitely not afraid to destroy a toaster.
Okay, well, assuming even if somehow he got his hand stuck in like the small, like even if it was a regular sized toaster that he somehow got his hand stuck in, despite his hand being very small, he's been shown to not be able to pick up anything, but pick up things or at least drag things around if they're a decent size. And notably, he has very good grasp of Western House, so he would know where to find something like soap or butter, and obviously he would say, you know what, I'm going to unplug this toaster if it's not unplugged already, and just find something that's like slippery to just douse himself in, and then just remove the hand.
How small would a toaster have to be to fit around Chibi-Robo's hand?
Very small.
Like his hand is like what, like less than a centimeter?
He doesn't eat, no.
We need this question answered. That's why.
To make tiny toast for tiny cats.
Yes. Like
Have you seen the videos where the guy makes a tiny burrito for his hamster? So it's like you make a tiny toasty for his hamster. Like a tiny toaster.
Pepper, you can buy like tiny toast. What if you want to make your own?
Yes.
So do we have a vote for me to sign?
I don't really.
I have a question.
Yes.
So All Might is up as like All Might. If he just shrinks, can he just get his hand out of it?
I guess.
Oh yeah, small Mike would just slip out.
His hand, even in his small form, his hands are still pretty big.
They're longer, but not as like.
Yeah, he's like has long like skeletal hands. But I mean, I guess he could. But if he's like at school, and he doesn't want to reveal his small mic form to anyone besides like Deku or the faculty, so I mean, there'll be like a final straw, and he can't get this toaster out. Yes. Yeah, I did. I don't. He doesn't really care that he's the number one hero. He just does it to be a hero. So.
No, he's a simple piece of justice.
Yeah, as long as he's a simple piece of justice, he can be number 4 hero. It doesn't matter to him. Listen, people will view him as a god, okay? Getting his hands stuck on a toast is not going to change that.
Well, I think that in order to complete this task, it would mean that he couldn't help the Sanderson family anymore if he's stuck, so he has to get unstuck and then clean up his mess, which he could do pretty efficiently, and then just go on his day. This is just a small setback for him. Yes, sort of claws, yeah. Yeah, he has like 3 fingers. He has like 3 claws. No, it's the picture of the creepy picture that you see of Powerpuff Girls. That if you zoom in far enough, it's actually a bunch of very tiny hands.
More just Chibi-Robo question that happens to relate to this scenario, and also just curious in general your thoughts about it. So Chibi-Robo has been shown to be able to fit things of very large size into his head.
Chemistry.
But it's never clear, can he fit something into his head while his arm is still connected to his head? I don't think it's ever been confirmed.
I don't know.
That
That sounds like a scenario where a snake eating its own tail. Like it has to end somewhere.
Yeah. Like at that point, he could just say, "I'm going to fit my legs and arms inside my head," and then just.
Is that like
That's also true.
Is that like a
But like he could just grab his plug and then say, "I'm going to put my plug inside of my head."
What's that? Is it like Nibbler eating himself?
I guess Chibi-Robo could detach. Okay.
Well,
he could like shove.
we can say this by post mission.
Let's hear it for Chibi-Robo and all of them. If you think Chibi-Robo has won this fight, please raise your hand. If you feel that All Might has won this fight, please raise your hand. I don't think All Might has it. I'm still sorry, Chibi-Robo looks like he's run out of power. So his last one is gonna be a 4. So his last one is gonna be 3 people.
Right now,
Oh my god.
yeah, we are not coming.
What's that one was that one?
Yeah, that's gonna be a 3 then.
Do you want to do a 3-way or do you want to do random picks for who does a 1v1 and then who just gets a free pass to the final?
What do you guys think? Raise your hand if you want to do a 3-way battle.
It doesn't seem like there's enough people in here to like split the votes 3 ways.
That is a very good point.
Would people be more in favor of having a series of 1v1s with a randomly selected person getting a pass to the final?
What? One person might just get a pass to the final.
What if we about somebody and then
Oh, do you want to do a losers bracket? Like,
I don't think we have time for that.
no, like a 4-way fight for. Or sorry, a 3-way fight for the. Or what time is it? Actually, no, it's getting kind of late.
Yeah,
I was gonna say we could still have our 3-way by having one between Plague Knight, T-Rex, or sorry. Yeah, we could have one between Plague Knight, T-Rex, and Hal, and then one between Piranha Plant and Hal. But I don't think we want to take up that much time.
Let's do a random number generator and figure out if Cammy, All Might, or Gremlin is winning a free pass.
Oh, I think it should be one of Cammy or All Might.
Yeah, Gremlin already got a free pass. Yeah. No more free passes for you, Todd.
Okay. Cammy is Mike and All Might is Cooper. Whoever says it first, heads or tails?
Tails.
It is tails. Unless you want to give it to All Might, then yes.
I'm not giving it to All Might. I respect him too much as a character.
All right.
Okay.
So,
Gremlin versus All Might. The battle is old as time itself. Give us a one sentence on who Gremlin is. We just did an All Might fight, so we're gonna remember him.
Oh, I'm thinking.
Yep.
So, Gremlin, he's short. His name is Todd. And he can duplicate himself. All right. Yeah. What?
No, you misunderstand. You think it was the Gremlin. No, he is a Gremlin named Todd.
Yeah.
How mistake?
Yeah.
All right, what's the scenario, Zachary?
Oh, okay. We are going to be competing for. All right. Which of these these characters, audience, do you think will be better at preventing the neighbor's dog from pooping on their lawn?
Oh, I mean, you want to go first or I go first?
I'll go first.
All right, go ahead.
I'll just go eat the dog. Yeah.
Eat the dog. Okay. All right. All right. So I guess my argument is also pretty simple. I would go with All Might would go to the neighbor, and the neighbor upon seeing all of 7'2" of All Might would immediately either be either love it or be very scared, and All Might would be like, hey, if your dog poops on my lawn again, there's gonna be trouble. And either out of respect for All Might, the neighbor would agree, or out of fear of getting his head pummeled very excessively, would also agree that, okay, that sounds good, thank you. And he could be a multi-villain as well. I mean, he's letting his dog poop all up his lawn. He's obviously not a nice person. But
Yeah.
Could Todd eat a Rottweiler?
Easily, yeah. And if not, if he had to share with another like gremlin, I guess he could just duplicate. But like mine's a sure method of like making sure the dog doesn't, do his business.
Okay. If you want to go sure methods, All Might could eat the dog in the atmosphere.
Well, isn't that the same thing as eating it? Like,
Yes.
I agree. I think like, are you even that scary?
All Might?
Yeah.
Yeah? Yeah. I mean, there's an episode where the main character has to fight All Might for like a training, for like a test, and he says that this is the scariest he's ever been. And he loves All Might. Like, he would have his babies. That's how. Yeah. Am I wrong though? Am I wrong? I am not wrong. I'm not convincing the dog. I'm convincing the neighbor to not let his dog poop on my lawn. But the neighbor owns the dog.
That doesn't matter. There's a reason dogs run away from owners. Exactly. Okay. Do you have a rebuttal to eating a dog? I haven't heard anything. Okay.
It's a horrible thing to do. It's just an dog.
Yeah, but it's a gremlin. I think that settles it.
I feel like a dog would be a good one.
You think a dog would beat several gremlins? Really?
If it's a big enough dog, yes.
It's a. Versus 12 gremlins.
I mean, it's a Tibetan mastiff.
Yeah, but I said if
tigers.
Yeah, it duplicates the ultimate win.
All right. And there we have it. Let's give it up for Gremlin and All Might.
I guess I can't consider eating.
Votes for All Might. And votes for Tom the Gremlin. All right, All Might has it.
All Might has it.
Also, yeah, I did not want to bring this up during deliberations because need to be unbiased. But I like how your response to that was just, I'm not sure you can take the dog in the fight, and not about, I'm not sure what that'll do to your relationship with your neighbor.
Yeah, I'm just gonna stay up here. I mean,
Yes. You don't want to do like a lap to your seat and back.
no, I'm good. All right.
I feel like we all knew it would come down to this.
I mean, what All Might versus like in a fight, All Might versus Cammy's Hall would be pretty interesting.
I think All Might takes it.
No.
All Might for the bullets.
All right.
I think so. He's pretty.
I think you can introduce your characters multiple times already, so now just get into it.
Let's go ahead, dude.
All right. Your final task. We need to know which of these characters, All Might or Canada 5, would be the best at handling this challenge. Your challenge is stop the wet bandit from you and the bandit have equal resources and time.
So you have to stop what it is? You need to stop the wet bandit.
Oh my god, I win! I win!
Yeah, are you thinking the same thing I'm thinking?
They're not gender compatible. I think I win.
Yeah, you go first.
Okay. Okay. As I mentioned before, the way Genlock works isn't you get inside the mech, it's your brain is in the mech now. The mech is you. However, there's only a certain portion of the population that can do it, and most people are Genlock compatible. People of the Wet Bandit's age would definitely not be Genlock compatible. When you're not Genlock compatible and when you try to enter a mech, you die in a very painful way. And these Wet Bandits, they're morons. Like we've all seen Home Alone. So if you give them access to a mech suit, and they're going to try to access it. And when they do, they will die. You don't even have to do anything. And let's say by some miracle they actually get in there. They can't use the holons. So you have a holon, you have a targeting system, you have like illusions with the AR projection technology. Like you have guns, and you have a hacking device that you can just use on anything. So if they carry a phone with them, you can use that and just like ping the police so that the police come and take care of it for you. You have this covered. If they don't die immediately, you can take care of it in a non-lethal or lethal way. Cammy has this like secured.
All right. Yeah, Cammy will definitely do well, but I'm just picturing the Wet Bandits upon entering All Might's home, and All Might, knowing they're coming, because All Might's All Might, he would just be sitting in his chair, and the Wet Bandits would walk into the living room. He would just turn the light on and be like, "Hey guys, what you doing here?" The Wet Bandits would see All Might, probably knowing who All Might is, because he kind of can't not know who he is, and immediately fleeing the scene, never to return. But if that doesn't work, I don't see the Wet Bandits beating All Might in a fight.
Great check.
I mean, even if it's small Might form, I don't think they'll win in a fight. But yeah, I mean, I can't think of any other scenario that would happen besides All Might maybe having fun with it and prepping his house, having the cast or stuff. Because he might be a fan of the movies. Because this is still Earth, so Home Alone can still be a movie in the Hero Academia universe. So he might have fun with it because it's such a non-plus thing to him that it can just work. Non-plus ultra, yeah. But yeah, any rebuttal?
Yes. Two things. One, All Might isn't. He's not a smart guy. He's not dumb, but he just exists to punch evil and make it go away. So he's not that great at intel gathering, so he wouldn't know that the Wet Bandits were actually coming. And he doesn't really have the time to watch movies because any free time he has, he's stopping crime. So he wouldn't really be aware of like how they work. But you know who does consume a lot of media? Cammy McLeod. She is up all night, like either playing video games or watching things. Like that's what she does. She would be aware of them. I keep telling you, man, like if they have equal resources, they're gonna try to get into that holon and it's not gonna work. So it's instant death. You don't have the preparedness. So the only thing you have is you could beat them in a fight. But I could also beat them in a fight, and I also have other things in addition to that.
Are you telling me that Amy spends her time
watching 90s Canadian movies.
It's Home Alone. Who hasn't seen it?
I mean, all my after his initial fight was all for one. Only has 3 hours a day of hero work, so he has 21 hours of free time typically. So I mean, he could. What's up, Aaron? Yeah, he does. Sleep's important, kids. Make sure you get 8 hours. But yeah, I think I'm good. Are you good?
Okay, yeah.
He sleeps so good. How can pass him to sleep too?
Uh-oh. Come on, give me one. They're gonna kill themselves.
If you think All Might, would you like to break this tie? No.
This is a very fun round. You just do it.
I don't feel bad.
Okay, how about we rapid fire? 30 seconds of pop.
Yes, I love it.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I have my timer up.
You
rapid fire.
All right.
Yes, like she has the resources. She's got
All right, are we giving
she's got
three?
robots. She's got. She would.
Yeah, we could give. No, let's not make memory back. Problem, answer, problem,
But we're doing
answer,
the three.
answer. Yes.
Okay.
And then just the ultimate winner is decided at the end.
All right.
This might just make it even more confusing. But it's
All right. So first, how much time do we got?
30 seconds.
30 seconds each. You're calling scared kids through a big door.
I mean, All Might's amazing with children. I mean, he's big and strong, but he can be a gentle giant, and kids love All Might. I mean, just look at little kid Deku, even Bakugo.
Kids also love robots, and like Cammy's super sweet and lovable, and she also carries like a little toy with her everywhere she goes. So kids would love that.
All right. Next up, set up a lemonade stand.
Oh jeez, All Might breaks my legs, man.
Cammy would have routes planned, like she'd have like an AR projection of like a GPS thing, like she'd know where to set it up, like she'd have it planned, she'd have it set. She could AR project herself into multiple locations in order to make a more successful business.
Okay, so All Might, as being the face of like basically everything, can sell ice to an Inuit. I mean, he's just that lovable. He's that charismatic. He's just like, I mean, everyone loves him. So everyone would believe him. Like, oh, All Might selling me a product. I'm product. It must be good. So.
Okay, All Might has only been shown to sell stuff, so there's a bit of a bias there. Also, Tammy she doesn't have to buy ad time. She can just sell her own stuff, like by hacking in and like getting her own YouTube ad for her own product that she would probably create. What? Oh yeah. So she would be able to do like everything that All Might does. Like she'd be able to use All Might's image if she wanted, if they were both in the same universe, to sell her product.
And that's the time. Okay, if you think that Kenny has won the most of these 3 rounds, please raise your hand.
This has gotten worse.
Oh wait, no.
Now I have to.
Tammy, as defended by Mike, has won the majority. Raise your hand now. If you think All Might, as represented by Cooper, has won the majority, raise your hand now. I mean, he flat out.
He flat out lost.
All right.
Exam one. So.
All right. I think Tammy has it.
Yeah.
No, you would 100% break the lemonade stand. Like, I'm not joking. I don't care. I'm being honest with the character.
He's very good at what he does.
will be like, yeah.
Oh, kind of crowd. Can we discuss?
I don't know how this is coming through, so I'm just gonna like move this closer for a second so the screen can see how this ended up. If you're watching the live stream, thank you very much for playing along with us. Do you have any final figures?
Nothing comes to mind.
All right, then can we have a round of applause for everyone who defended the character on Chibi Robo?
Okay, rapid fire of part of announcements. This Saturday, Starfest is happening, and it's really cool. Oh, it's a lot of fun. We got on panels. We got. Am I allowed to say them or no? I don't know. Camera. Okay, so we got some pretty cool panels in there. It's kind of similar to how we do star missions, but it's like a lot minier. And there's a lot more variety. We got something on Pirates vs. Ninjas, which will be a panel somewhat similar like this, but we're discussing themes of Pirates and Ninjas, and which one will ultimately come up with top in a series of competitions. We got other cool sci-fi panels, like one on podcasts, I believe you're doing. Oh yeah, Mecca. Okay, sorry. Yes. So yeah, we got panels of Mecca. We got one on Arnold Schwarzenegger of all people. That'll be fun. Yeah, and not just in panels too, but we also got variety of activities, lightsaber duels, and we have co-ops of other clubs too, like Jam Club, Ukulele, or is that part of Jam Club? Youth Club and RT Cosplay Troop. And of course we have vendors in which we sell a bunch of cool stuff, like metalworks and like nerdy stuff from Barnes & Noble and stuff. So yeah, Starfest is happening this Saturday. It's gonna be fun. And next week we're doing Star Wag. It is our collaboration with RWAG. It's the name Star Wag. Get it? And which we're just doing. That's right. I forgot about that. Yes. Yes. You can save $2 if you purchase tickets earlier. But of course, you can always purchase the day of, but you get to save $2. So yeah, pre-order. Or not pre-order. This is a video game. Pre-register. Yeah. So yeah, and that will be for our announcements. Thank you very much for coming. It's been a blast, and congrats to Cameron McLeod for winning. Apparently, he's the best at being a functional adult.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah.